Hello, it's December 2021, and I'm going to be talking about something that can apply to the world today, current worldwide events, to survival, to anything, and that's being overconfident. Now, overconfident in character leads to arrogance, and well, we all know that arrogant people are not very well received. And a lot of people do confuse arrogance with confidence, and I've talked about that in other videos. But what I really want to focus on is being overconfident with the situation or perceived situation, whether it be real or not, can lead to someone, for example, not trying as hard, not being as focused, losing that drive, relaxing when they shouldn't be. And I'm going to use the example of preppers, and by no means am I picking on preppers. That's great. They're prepared. But I just want to contrast them with somebody else, another type of person, which would be most people. Now, you take, for example, a prepper who has gathered up everything for, say, long-term survival, food, weapons, whatever it is, and, they're well situated. Somebody in that situation can very easily find comfort, and then they are underestimating, or they could underestimate an opponent or a situation because, well, they have everything. Now, you contrast that with somebody who is unprepared. All they have is what's in their hands and in their head. And these people don't have the luxury of comfort to sit back, take anything for granted. They're having to think things through, troubleshooting, and they're more in tune, they're more focused constantly. Whereas somebody who has, for example, their basic needs met, they're a little bit more relaxed, not as hungry. Now, I'm not saying that a prepper cannot still maintain a certain level of readiness, for example, but it's very easy to slip away. So I guess this can go towards people who are prepared and people who are not, because it can apply to both. And I really want to highlight this, especially in the world today with everything that we're experiencing. And we're going to soon be into a new year, which really doesn't mean anything, because when you look at nature, nature doesn't distinguish between what year it is, but I digress. So whatever we're going to be facing, and I've said repeatedly, we have to endure and survive another year, year and a half. But whatever is going to be coming up, and it's probably not going to be a bed of roses, prepare as best as you can, but don't be consumed or paranoid about it. But know that even if you find yourself in a situation where, comparing it to somebody like a prepper type, don't feel defeated, okay? Because your strength and weaknesses to both. And I remember, I guess maybe about 12 years ago, I did a video, like a survival video, and I just said pick whatever. I think I named like 12 different scenarios, from just the world shutting down to alien invasions, whatever you want to, anything, natural catastrophes, whatever. Pick one, because it's going to end up the same, right? And there's a big divide between that type of survival scenario, like I say, a post-apocalyptic, or actually apocalyptic and post-apocalyptic scenarios, where one group is very focused on fortification, and this is where we see the preppers, and then we see the other group who rely on mobility. There's strength and weaknesses to both, and in that video I discuss both. Now, being mobile has a greater advantage, as I see it, because you're not restricted, and you can be like a chameleon in the environment, and you can get away and you can move. Whereas when you're fortified, the problem is you're drawing attention, especially when you're discovered. And say you're well equipped to handle engagements, eventually your supplies are going to start running low or run out, and then you're stuck. Now, if you think about constant bombardment from, say, other different groups and stuff. And then I'm not trying to get people all scared and stuff, because again, the crazies out there are not everyone. Human nature is to seek each other out and then work together. Yes, there's going to be a dominant struggle between males. Doesn't matter what race. And among the females, there's going to be a dominant struggle. Between the two genders, you don't see a struggle, because one does depend on the other, complement each other. But feminism would tell you something different, but I digress. So I'm not trying to get people, oh, you know, it's going to be like Mad Max or something. Chances are there's going to be small pockets of these types of people, but they're going to just burn themselves out eventually anyway. So human nature in general will band together. So, and I'm not saying trust everyone you come across in a scenario like that. I'm just saying, you know, like, you have to be able to vet. But when it going back to fortification versus being mobile, fortification, you have the security, you have a home base. Whereas when you're mobile, you don't. But mobile, when you're mobile on foot, or say you have a vehicle for a period of time anyway, you have a different set of advantages. But really what I want to talk about in this video is not being overconfident and not underestimating, for example, your opponent. And that is very important, and especially when people, I see a lot of people talking about how, oh, the elites are losing and everything else, and they're really, and I understand a lot of people are just grasping at straws for some sort of hope, missing the point that all you have to do is endure this for another year and a half, right? And there's a lot of mainstream media, for example, coming out saying that what we're experiencing today is going to be forever. It's not going to be forever. It has never been forever before throughout history. When we repeat the cycle every 100 years, it's not going to be forever now. Nothing lasts forever, good or bad. Remember that. And that is where your hope should lie. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.